Hey everybody, it's Jeff and Lauren and Mom.
Hi.
Hello.
We wanted to let you know that we are going to be changing the format of our show. Right, Lauren?
Yes, we will be adding a variety of different content in order to keep things fun and interesting both for you and for us.
We still have some episodes left of our normal programming, but coming soon, things are going to look and sound a lot different.
We hope you've enjoyed our past episodes like we have, and we hope that you'll continue to stay with us as our program evolves.
Yeah, so enjoy this week's episode and look forward to what's coming soon. And we love you. Goodbye.
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 Welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
It's no wonder.
to My Mama Done Told Me. This is a podcast, if you didn't know, because you turned it on. So you should probably know that it's a podcast.
You should.
A podcast where me, El Jefe, sits down with El Lorino,
Decime.
my sibling, and De La Mama,
Mamacita.
¿Dónde está Santa
our mother.
Claus?
Donde está Santa Claus?
Oh, where is Santa?
And we talk about all kinds of different things. Today's our 33rd episode.
Oh,
Whoa. Lucky.
Whoa. Every week we do that. We're
I
like,
know.
I know.
oh
Like,
my gosh.
the one that we just listened to is like, this is our 19th episode.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
19, I
That
know,
was so
forever
long
So
ago.
long ago.
So long ago.
So long.
I know. I just listened to it today, though.
It is Thursday, Mom.
I know.
You're listening very late in the week.
I forgot.
All right. So, do you guys feel like you've lived a pretty fulfilled life? Have you done a lot of the things that you've wanted to do in your life? Like that you've set out to do?
No.
No?
Some things, but I've got things that I want to do. Still.
Yeah. Because we have, our topic today is about bucket lists. And our old pal Catherine Ray is gonna come in and tell us
Oh,
about our
yeah.
topic.
Oh,
But
goody.
I'm just curious before we get started because I have had a busy week and a couple of weeks and didn't really give this question a whole lot of thought prior to right now. And when I was sitting here a few minutes while you went up and grabbed your stuff and whatever, and I was struggling to think of things that I really want to do before
That you haven't done
I
already?
die. Yeah.
Wow.
Now there's plenty of things. I mean, I could get stupid with them. My bucket list item is to win the lottery, even though,
Right. Well,
you know, but that's not
that's
really
chance.
right. So, but I was just kind of
Well,
thinking,
that's
like,
kind of good.
yeah, I don't feel like there's a ton of things out there that I'm just going, ooh, it's on my bucket list to blank. Maybe as we're talking, that'll
Yeah. It'll
change. Maybe like I'll think of some things that I hadn't thought of or something. But as of right now, I'm kind of stuck.
I had to think pretty, and we'll get into it, but I did have
Yeah.
to think kind of hard about this question.
Yeah. How'd this question feel for you, Ma?
Easy.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't have a very long bucket list.
I have a very long bucket list.
I don't know. I'm kind of,
Do you have like an actual list, like of things that?
no.
Okay.
Just like mental list.
I think, well, when are we starting?
Well, we're gonna let Catherine Ray do their
Yeah.
thing, but okay, let's. Catherine Ray, are you there? Catherine Ray. If you don't know, Catherine Ray is our AI amalgamation of all of our voices put together.
He's a
and-
character,
and-
or they are a
Yeah,
character.
and
sorry.
they're going to introduce this episode. So, Catherine Ray, hello.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, hey.
Catherine Ray here. I hope you're all having a spectacular this week. I have returned to introduce the 33rd episode of My Mama Done Told Me.
Thanks.
What are some of the top things on your bucket list? You know, things you would like to do before you kick the bucket. Good luck.
I just realized
thanks.
I typed a into.
You did. You did.
Well, that's
I mean, it's fitting, you know.
Yeah. Thanks, Catherine Ray.
Catherine Ray, you rock.
appreciate that, buddy. Okay.
Okay.
So there we go. Ma, you kind of wanted you almost organically went into your bucket list items. So why don't we start with you?
I think I had a bucket list back in, maybe 3 decades ago.
Back in the day.
Yeah, 4 decades ago. And one of them was to go to Europe, and I've been blessed enough to go there 4 times actually. So that's pretty cool. There's just not a lot that I haven't done that I feel like I want to do before I go to the great beyond. Do you want to know what those? I have 2
go ahead.
things.
That's fine.
Okay, so the first one is a place, and it's in British Columbia in Canada, and it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Butchart Gardens, Butchard. I think Butchard. I've got it.
Yeah,
it's a sunken garden.
Something tells me that's not how you say it, but
It's
Probably not.
Butch something. Anyway.
boot chart.
Butchart. I think it is Butchart.
I want to go to boot chart gardens.
Yeah, but if you think about
That's
it,
what it is.
Bouchard.
It
but
might
in
be
French, though, like
Bouchard might be Bouchard or something like that.
yeah, but like, oh gosh, and now it just left my brain.
Come back. Come back.
Well, anyway, it's been there since the early
annoying.
1900s,
Yeah.
and it was what do you call those places where you mine rock?
A quarry?
It was a rock quarry, and when they got done quarrying the rocks, the man's wife asked if she could start planting flowers, and she did, and I guess it's just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So I'd like to go. It's in Victoria or around Victoria, and I would love to see that because I like flowers.
Yeah.
So there's the Sunken Gardens in Lincoln, Nebraska. If any of our listeners like flowers and that type of thing, you should go there because it's free and it's absolutely beautiful there.
It is. We
is.
recently went there,
It's
and it is
awesome.
really pretty.
Yeah.
It's kind of undergoing some
Oh, are they?
a little bit of like
Renovation.
type of thing right
Yeah.
now, or maybe it was just the time we went. Things weren't quite.
All the way open.
It's still pretty early in the year.
in the
Yeah.
season, but it really is a cool
Oh,
place.
it's really a fun place to walk through, and it's really nice.
What's that one called?
It's
It's
Sunken
just called
Garden.
the Sunken Gardens.
I'm not sure what.
If you
In
put it in
Lincoln?
Lincoln.
It's
yeah.
pretty neat.
It's
Lincoln,
really,
Nebraska.
yep, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
very beautiful. And then my other one, do you want me to do my other one too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my other one is, okay, I'd have a lot of particular details with this one.
Okay.
If I did it, it would have to be where I had like an extremely excellent seat and a backstage pass.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to go to a Rolling Stones concert.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, we could make that happen, Mom.
I would love that.
But you're not really interested in going to the nosebleeds and watching the
No,
Rolling-
I don't
like,
wanna-
You're like, I want to be somewhere
Yeah,
with
if
a
I'm
good
going to
seat.
go there, I want to see him close.
She wants to meet.
I want to
Mick
meet
Jagger.
Mick. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think that would be cool.
Okay.
It would be very cool.
It would be
Yeah.
very cool. I mean, he's still touring.
He is.
I know.
Man is
He
amazing.
is.
They look like they just crawled out of their
Oh, I know.
grave. But
Ooh.
Yeah.
Keith Richards, is he in that band?
Yeah, I
He's
think
still,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He looks
Mick
like an
doesn't
old
look so
leather
good, but
boot.
you know
But
what?
he's still kicking.
Yeah.
He sure is.
He's like preserved from the inside, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a fossil.
So anyway, those would be the only.
Yeah.
That, I didn't
Everything
know
else I
that
feel
about
like-
you, that you wanted to see the Rolling Stones. I
I've
had
always-
no idea.
I was
I
never.
didn't even know you were a Rolling Stones
I
fan.
was never really a Rolling Stones fan, but I always thought they were cool. I was more of a Beatles fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were sort of the bad boys, you know. The Stones were.
Yeah.
But as the years have gone
Slinking
by,
around.
I'm still not really a fan. But I just really think it's cool that he's still doing that. And I thought it was cool back then. It was almost like I was afraid to think he was cool because
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was a little
A
scary.
little swanky.
He was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was 15, you know. It's
Yeah.
like, no. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
I would think it'd be really neat.
So you were 15 and they were touring. They were what, in their 19 or something?
They
like
weren't
that?
very much older than me.
Okay.
Do you know how old he is?
I have no idea.
I can look it up.
Ask
I-
the
I think
think box in your
Yeah.
pocket.
I think he's maybe just a couple years older than I am.
Okay. They say they weren't
But I'm
like
not sure.
full-fledged adults when they were starting out.
He is 80 years old.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's 6
He
years
will
older than
be
I am.
81 next month.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
So those are the two things. Other than that, my life has been pretty, I had to kind of dig to think where would I always
Yeah.
thought I'd like to go back to Europe and go to Italy and Spain, but
Yeah.
I'm so over international traveling. I just,
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I don't like
that's
it anymore.
what I was thinking about, because I would like to go to Europe. I've been to a lot of places in the world, but I've never been to Europe. So one of the things that I could say would be to go to Europe, but
Yeah.
I just got so tired
Oh.
of traveling that
You guys
way.
sound so bougie.
Bougie? Why?
I don't know. It sounds hoity-toity because
No,
I've never been out of the country. So to hear you guys say you're tired of international travel is
Well,
weird to me.
It's the air.
Yeah, I just don't-
It's
I-
just
no, I
so
get it.
I don't
I've
like-
never been on a plane that long. I've
Yeah.
never done it, so I
Yeah.
don't know what it's like.
and it's just so tiring. It's so exhausting because there's such long flights and
And
such
then you have jet lag. And
yeah,
all that
and there's
stuff.
so many people, and it's
And
just
some of the countries you go to are, there's people with rifles standing there at the customs and, they're watching you all the time.
stressful.
So I would say if you are going to go, save up enough so you can go first class because then you can relax a little bit. It's much more comfortable.
yeah.
One of our trips over to Germany, we just by chance got first class seats on our frequent flyer miles. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the difference was unbelievable.
Yeah. I've never flown first
So
class.
if you're going to go,
Me
go
either.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go first
Anyway.
class if you can.
Yeah.
Lauren, how about you? Bucket list.
It's no wonder. It's no wonder why he pauses. You. Anyway. Yeah, my bucket list. The first thing on my bucket list, not that they're in any real order,
Yeah.
but the first thing on my bucket list is to write a book. I want to write a book and have it. I want to write a good book that people want to read.
Yeah.
I would love to win the Stoker Award or whatever for horror fiction. I would love to, do the whole, be able to go, do book signings and
Yeah.
and have Stephen King write a blurb for my book
Oh,
and
wouldn't
stuff
that be
like that.
cool?
It'd
Yeah.
be cool. Like that's
Yeah.
what I want. That's number one on my list. But in order to do that, I have to write. And recently, I have not been doing that very much. So
Yeah.
I got to get back into it. But
I just sent you a thing.
I know you did. Thank you for sending
Yeah.
that. I actually get all of their emails and everything
Oh, I didn't
too.
know
So,
that. Yeah.
but that's a good website actually. I think
Yeah.
it's like
I don't remember what it is.
Autocrit or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
like that. But and then the second thing on my list was actually to tour Europe. But since we just talked about that, no, that's okay.
I think. I mean, it's
You
it's
should do
still,
it.
It's
yeah,
still cool.
I would love to do that because there's so. But if I'm going to do it, like Mom said, I want to do first class.
Right.
I also want to spend like 3 months there because I want to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
everywhere. I want to go to Lithuania. I want to go to Finland. I want to go to Norway.
Going to
I wanna
Lithuania,
go-
I think, would be maybe on my
Super
bucket
cool.
list too,
Yeah.
just because I know we have family history there,
Yeah.
and I did like a college report on it and whatnot, and
There's some pretty cool stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think the folklore there is really neat. I would love
Yep.
to like go to museums
Well, and the
and
craft
things.
stuff too. They have a lot of pottery, I think, and
Yeah. Yeah. And just to be able to experience the culture there. And, I want to go to all the like Nordic places too and see
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
I want to be able to spend
and get
some
off
real,
the beaten path.
Yeah.
Get,
Some real time there.
Yep.
Find
that-
like some salt mine to like, or like, how like I don't remember where it was, but they have like those bars that are all made out of ice.
oh yeah,
In like I don't know, Russia or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
know.
I'm sure they have them somewhere in Europe. But I just think it would be super cool to do the kind of stuff that you see on like the Travel Channel
yeah,
Yeah.
things,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
not really all the super
touristy
stuff, but like
Right.
the stuff that's kind of
Right.
off the beaten
That's
path.
that's the interesting part
That's
about
what I would like.
about travel to places like that and whatnot is you kind of want to see the like the stuff like I want to
Like the
see
Eiffel
Eiffel
Tower.
Yeah, I want to
or-
see the Eiffel Tower.
The Louvre.
Right. But I
Ooh,
don't want
that'd
to
be
spend a ton of time there. You know, like I want to kind of get out and see
Right.
what do the locals go see. But you also, it feels like wrong almost to go to those places and,
And
not
see, yeah.
like, wait, so you didn't go
Yeah.
to the one thing that's made
Yeah.
for you to
To
see, and
yeah.
And the
you
only
know.
reason I don't like that is because there's so many people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so
awful.
commercial and
Yeah.
so many people.
It always reminds me my favorite I guess example of that is when my friend Nate and I rode to our motorcycles to Yellowstone,
Oh,
and we were so excited to go, and it was the most frustrating like
Yeah.
4-hour loop around Yellowstone to get to the Old Faithful, to get up there and see rows and rows of bleachers and a gift shop.
Yeah.
Like, what?
yeah.
This is not what I want to
Yeah.
see. And we couldn't ride our motorcycles. We were going like 15 miles an hour the whole time watching brake lights because there's so many people. Now we went
See, I can't.
peak season and,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't like we should have been smarter about it, but we obviously you go
You
when
don't
you can
think
go.
about it,
And,
yeah.
and, but
Well,
Still.
and that's like when we were in a previous episode, we talked about when I went to Niagara Falls. That is
Yeah.
beautiful there, and you should go there if you can. But when you go up to the admissions place, they have those ropes, you know, that just go forever, where
Yeah.
you could go in and
Lauren.
out and in and out. Just
What?
pay no attention to the dog cleaning herself on Jeff's lap.
stop it, Lauren.
And anyway, my point is, we went in October when there was no one there, and it was
Right.
great, and we
Yeah.
got to see the beautiful things. So that's probably if you
Yeah.
can kind of work
Yeah.
around it, it's good. But I don't think there's a downtime in Paris.
No, I think it's always busy.
Yeah,
but,
Rome, Paris, Venice.
She's looking
I know
at me
you want to
like-
go to Venice.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
so,
you should go.
And then the third thing on my bucket list is I would like to go to a tarot con. I
Oh.
have a lot of like tarot readers that I've followed for years and years and years on YouTube and stuff, and they all do like
Meet and
seminars
greets
and
or-
things.
Conventions,
yeah,
like
they
a
do
convention.
classes and
Oh, yeah.
things like that. I would like to do that.
Like a
Either that
conference.
or like a horror writers conference or something where there was people there that I would like to meet. I'm not real big into like Comic-Cons or anything. I
Yeah.
don't really care about meeting the actors so much as the people behind the scenes. Like I would love to meet Stephen King or meet, Joe
Yeah.
Hill or any of the horror writers that I've come to love. And Clive Barker is like number one on my list. And it would be fun to meet those people and maybe the people who make the movies and things like that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only ones that were on my bucket list that I had to cross off due to them not being alive anymore is seeing
David Bowie. Yeah.
Oh, and I would have
Yeah.
gone with you. We were gonna go.
Yeah,
we
I know.
talked about going to
I
a
would have
concert.
I would have loved to see him
Yeah.
live before he passed.
And MJ.
And MJ.
Yeah.
But again,
You're being
where you
ignorant.
can see him and
You're
where you can
being
actually feel
ignorant.
like you're part of the
Stop
concert
being
and not up in
ignorant.
the
Yeah.
top
so
of the thing.
Yeah.
it kind of sucks, but those two were on my list, but no.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because when we talk about a bucket list, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I almost feel like it feels weird to say you want to do something that could only happen by like chance or by, even saying something like it's on my bucket list to meet David Bowie, assuming he
Right.
was alive or whoever,
Right.
like. Well, that's not really something you can control,
Right.
and that
It's not
You
like
know,
a
so-
concert ticket that you can just buy.
right,
Or,
unless there's a meet and greet, like you
Right,
said,
yeah.
with
Right,
with
I want a
backstage
backstage
passes
pass,
or
yeah.
whatever. Then I think that's one thing, but it's weird for me when I hear bucket list, I think something you want to do, like go skydiving.
Yeah,
I want to go skydiving before I die.
Yeah.
Well, I could see myself doing that, but I don't really consider it but I don't care if I never do it.
Right.
Hi there. Hi there.
But some people do have that drive.
Yes.
It's like, I want to do that before I die.
I would like to go scuba diving. I've
That'd
never
be-
been
that'd be
scuba
fun.
diving.
The only thing about scuba diving because I think that would be cool. I've had friends that do it. I know people that have gotten into it. I think it'd be really fun to explore like a sunken ship or something like that. There's just a lot of training that goes into being able to do it and do it well.
Yeah.
That, I would almost, if someone said to me right now, hey, do you want to go scuba diving or do you want to go skydiving? I'd probably say, let's go skydiving because,
Oh, no way.
because there's no training. You just strap
Yeah.
on to someone who knows what they're doing, and then
you can tandem.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to your first few times or whatever. And
Yeah, that's true.
but I mean, I
Yeah.
also think it would be cool to get that training, but at this point in my
It's
life,
a real
I'm not.
commitment. If
It
you're
is
going
a
to do
commitment.
that, that's a real
and it's
commitment.
expensive too.
It's
I
expensive,
think,
and
yeah.
we live in a part of the country
Where
that
it's
where you're
not.
not going to get the practice and the what am I going to do? Go to
gonna
the
scuba
rock,
dive
the
for-
rock quarry.
Yeah.
That's where people do
Lake
their training.
Zarinsky.
Right, they go to this rock quarry and I don't remember where it's at, but to do the training courses and things. It's like I don't want to go to a
Well,
rock
when we were in the
Yeah.
Bahamas,
Thank
when
you.
your dad and I went on our honeymoon, they had it wasn't scuba diving, it was
Snorkeling.
snorkeling. So we thought we wanted to do that. But then we found out that it was like a whole day of training before we ever even got to try to do anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to
like that.
waste
I'm
a
like,
day on
It's
that.
going to
That's what
waste
I'm
a whole
saying.
day to do that.
Nah.
It wasn't that big of a
I
deal.
could
so we
I could
didn't
see
do it.
myself maybe, going to like the Dive Ventures or something in the pool here in Omaha to get the qualification so that Nikki and I could go to the Bahamas or go to whatever and be able to do the thing.
Right.
I could see us maybe doing that,
Yeah.
but I don't want to spend
Right.
my time on vacation getting the training.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, unless I was living somewhere that had
Yeah.
worthwhile scuba diving. So I'm still, as we're talking, I just don't have anything that I feel this like urge to make sure that I get done before I die.
Yeah.
And that's not saying that I've done everything I want to do.
Right.
No.
It's just there's nothing that I'm going, I have to do this before I'm gone. And maybe that's my
Yeah, and mine aren't that way either.
Yeah.
Mine are just like
Yeah.
I had to kind of dig.
sure.
It'd be cool if I did this
Yeah.
before my life
Yeah.
is over.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's certain,
I'd like to get like an RV and
yeah,
move around. It'd be fun to kind of be a
a little nomadic a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Nikki and I have talked about that, and but again, I'm not going to be bummed out by any stretch of the
No.
if that's not how
No,
my
because
life
that
turns
might be
out.
stressful. I might hate that.
Right, yeah.
I might, it could be cool for a couple of
Yeah.
stops,
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
Right.
all right, I'm ready to post up somewhere.
Right.
But it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But it's not like
Just
if I
an-
don't do that, I'm not going to feel like my life is fulfilled.
Yeah,
because
that's-
having a child was something that while it wasn't really something that I planned on, it was something that
You always wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought I kind of wanted to learn how to fly an airplane,
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
but not anymore. It's too.
Not me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would be neat, but not enough to pursue it. Or
There's
feel
things
bad
like that I
didn't.
want to I wouldn't mind giving a whirl, but it's not necessarily on my bucket list. Like
Yeah.
I'd like to work at a Renaissance fair. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. I
Yeah, it
could see
would
you
be.
doing that.
Yep. And maybe learning another language. But again, it's the same kind of thing. I think it would be neat. I think it'd be useful, it'd be fun, but I don't I'm not going to lose any sleep if that's, it's not something I'm just
not a
and
huge
that's another
regret.
thing
And the
that's
things-
like you have to put a whole bunch of time and effort and practice and
And maybe
immersion in.
Yes. And maybe that's because I feel like I have so much of my life left. And I think we probably, Mom, you keep making comments about being at the end, but I don't think that you are. When you know that when you assume that there's so much time left, you kind of don't have a bucket list. The movie Bucket List that came out with, I don't remember his name.
Nicholson.
Morgan Freeman
Yeah,
and
Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Yes.
And, they were older guys that went around to do
And was one of them terminally ill?
Yeah, one was
Or
both?
terminally ill.
So I could see at that point going,
All right, let's go
looking
get
back
in a
at your
plane
life and going and
Yeah.
saying,
Let's climb
are-
Mount Everest.
right, what are the things that we wish that we could have done that we can just go get knocked out right now? I could see that being more of a thing. If you
Yeah.
had, we've talked about looking forward in the future and seeing, when you're going to die, we had a conversation about that. If you had that timeline, this might be a totally different conversation because I may say, there's a lot of things within the next 10 years or however long you have that I would like to do. So yeah.
It was
Any-
interesting for me. To
Any
think about.
little thing? I want to meet CM Punk.
Oh, that'd be cool. The Chunky Dump.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
chunky
who
dump.
that is.
Yeah,
He's a wrestler.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't think
yes.
he would care to meet me, but
Why not?
Why wouldn't he?
well, why would he?
I mean, I think he's probably a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't.
No, me either. But I mean,
I've heard stories both ways.
really? Huh?
Depends on what kind of mood he's in. That's all right though.
I'd like to meet Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
Mom, who would you like to meet? Anybody?
Well, Mick Jagger.
Okay.
We talked about that already.
Yeah.
So who else?
What about Paul McCartney?
I'm over Paul for some
Okay.
reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because he
Okay.
was my favorite all the time. But it was kind of cool when he was in Omaha. And I thought, oh man, I wish I'd have been in Dundee because
Yeah.
that would be really cool if you saw him.
Yeah.
I think I would be starstruck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
be
I'd like to meet Dallas Green. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't know who
There-
that is either.
He's a musician.
Oh,
Yeah.
else.
It's funny though.
Oh, Tom
there's
Selleck. Forgot about
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Selleck.
there's certain people in celebrities or whatnot that if you saw them, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But sitting here right now, we're like, I couldn't really care less about them.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you saw
but
him,
if you
you'd
saw
go,
him, it's like, this is kind of neat,
Yeah.
And obviously if you walked in
Have you
front of
ever
Paul
seen
McCartney-
anybody like just in passing that was famous?
I mean, the most famous person that I met was Kurt Angle. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's
That was
kinda
at
cool.
the airport or something?
Yeah, that was just last year.
What about Ted Danson?
Oh yeah, Ted Danson too. Yeah, I sat next to him on an airplane. Sup, Ted?
Sup, T-Dog?
You remember that? No, we didn't really say anything to each other. Yeah,
He's in a bunch of shows that I watch now.
yeah, I like Ted Danson.
He's good.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if I mean, I guess I met Brandon Flowers, but it was very quick after a show type of a meeting. Disturbed.
Yeah. Pauly Shore came into Whole Foods when I worked there.
That's so
Really?
cool. Did you?
The weasel.
I was just gonna ask if he wheezed the juice.
Did he wheeze the juice? Okay. Well,
I think that's it.
You didn't
Have
ask me who I saw.
Yeah, I just.
Jack Benny.
I
Do
don't
you
know
even know
that
who
is.
Jack Benny is?
No.
Our older listeners will know. He was in Las Vegas in a gift shop shopping for slippers with his wife. And they were, and he was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Who
old
is
then.
he?
So that was, huh?
Who is he?
Oh, he's a comedian
Oh,
from
okay.
back like when, same time as Bob Hope and all that, way
Yeah.
back.
Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
I met an astronaut.
That's
I
cool.
did too.
Was it Michael Collins?
No.
Then I don't care.
All right. So we want to know what is on our listeners' bucket list.
Yeah.
What things do you want to make sure you do before you kick the bucket? And just as an added bonus, is there anyone famous that you wish that you'd cross paths with?
Or that you
And-
have.
Or that you have that you want to tell us about? We'd love to hear from you. Best way to do
Yeah.
that is to email us, or the best way to contact us is to email us. And our email address is,
My Mama Done Told Me podcast at gmail.com.
or you can get on our social media,
Social media.
and those can be found in our
Showy noise.
notes. Until next time, we hope you keep your minds open and be kind to each other. This has been My Mama Done Told Me. Trixie, you're so sweet.
Or is
Going to
weeping.
Her eyes are getting
Trixie.
Hey, bye. We love you.
Bye.
I almost feel like I can't. I just laugh because you didn't say anything. You just made a mouth noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, because I was thinking about something to
We're going
say.
to interrupt. I love you.
I love you too.